Swifty. Well, we do have some
Wide receiver
Swifty
one.
games
Remember what I said? Wide receiver one.
to get to
Boop.
for the slate on Sunday. It
Remember,
is our
attached to the offensive
games
line. Boop. Okay.
of the week. And let me tell you, week one's not all it's cracked up to be until you get to one game in the noon hour and all the games in the 3 o'clock hour. The one game that I really am going to be paying attention to in the noon hour is Bucs Falcons. Falcons are 2.5 point dogs at home. We know that Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be out for still a couple of weeks before he comes off the IR. And Jalen McMillan took an injury in the
Yeah.
preseason. He's going to be on the IR
Emeka
for longer
Egbuka,
than
fellas. Emeka Egbuka.
Mika Egbuka. You've got him who has been talked about extensively, not only for what we've seen in the preseason, but even for fantasy drafts. We know the type of season that Bucky had last year. Mike Evans is going for what his eighth consecutive 1,000 yard season to break another record, even though he holds the
I think
record
it's
for
more
most
than eight.
consecutive. Maybe it's his. Maybe he's got 10. I don't know. He holds the record for most 1,000 yard seasons consecutively. He's going to break that, or he's trying to break that again, barring injury. I think that is still on the table, which he even had an injury last year, so we'll see. But
It's on the table, but like you think of you okay, so you start the season with a guy like Emeka Egbuka who showed a lot of promise, flashed some greatness, as people love to say, love that phrase, flash some greatness in the preseason. And guys like Jalen McMillan, who made a bunch of plays last year, and your solid guy like Chris Godwin coming back. There's going to be, at some point in the season, there's going to be a lot of competition for targets. And I think it's going to be really difficult for Mike Evans to really get to that point.
I think that's a fair
Props to
point.
him. I think it's on the table, like you said, but it's going
Oh,
to be
for sure.
difficult. It's going to be
It's
difficult.
going to be difficult. He's been in a crowded wide receiver room before. We've seen it still happen, and I think he's got a great quarterback in order to at least give him a shot at it. Baker Mayfield, he knows where his trusts are. He's still a great quarterback in this league. If you don't believe that, you don't know ball. Defensively, they've gotten much. They didn't lose a whole lot. And I think they built on what they did last year. I think they've got a very strong defensive side. The Falcons, man, a letdown from last year. They were the most exciting team coming out of the NFC South, which isn't really saying a whole lot. They had Kirko change, but now they, mid-season last season, they switch over to Michael Pennis, and now they've
Ah,
got him as their starter. We'll see what happens with Kirko Chains. Does he get traded? Does he go to the Steelers because Aaron Rodgers sucks? Does he go back to Minnesota because something happens with JJ McCarthy? Does he go elsewhere? Who
dude,
knows? There's a lot of things on the table.
how hilarious would it be if Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers were on the same team? They're just two old broken bums. Like, hey, look at you, look at you, look at me. Like, just like God, it hurts to move my back,
But I can't hold it up.
dude.
We'll have to see, man. Listen, Drake London, fantastic talent. He proved it towards the end of last season when Michael Penix Jr. came in as the starting quarterback that he is the guy that everybody thought he could be. Kyle Pitts proved that he's still not the guy that everybody thought he could be. Maybe this year will change. I highly doubt it, but they've got some talent
I
there.
actually
Bijan
like.
Robinson
I'm
is,
completely on board with Kyle Pitts hype this preseason.
of course, you are. I'm not surprised. Bijan Robinson is taking the number one back
When
in
you,
in the NFL this season. Go ahead.
I'm just wish when you have the type of media attention and hate that people love to give Kyle Pitts, and then you have a guy like Michael Penix as a good teammate that hears all that and knows the talent that he has in a guy like Kyle Pitts as the quarterback, like, and I just feel like it's infected the team now at all as well. Like they're gonna get Kyle Pitts the ball.
They're they're going to get it to him. The
Cannot
question is how much do you get it to him?
We cannot forget his rookie season. We
The
cannot.
the question is can this guy remember how to catch the ball? I don't know. It's been wishy washy. Question
He
is
needed a
he's not
lefty
going
to
to get the
throw him the ball.
targets.
He needed a lefty to throw him the ball.
Well, I like a good comeback. I like a good comeback story. I'd like to see it happen. I don't know if it's going to happen,
Kyle
but I tell
Pitts
you what.
Kyle Pitts will mess around and get the comeback player of the year, dude, and not even be like coming back from an injury.
But I tell you what, you better be there at noon. Your butt better be in a couch. You better
I
be
t-
watching
but
to see if it actually happens because it's a divisional matchup. Two very good teams. We'll see who can come out or if Kyle Pitts can be the guy we all thought he could be coming out of college.
I mean, the biggest concern for me, because I like the Falcons defense. I like who they have on defense, but they didn't upgrade their wide receiver room like whatsoever. Darnell Mooney
You didn't
is
need
still
to. You
there.
got Mooney, you got Drake London. Don't need to.
I don't know. It would have been nice to add some more weapons. I know you guys already think they have a lot, but realistically, Kyle Pitts hasn't been a productive weapon for them, and you can't like go into the season expecting him to be like a thousand yard receiving target or whatever. So like add add something more fun to a young quarterback who's developing, and like Darnell Mooney's good, but I don't know.
You got Bijan. He's going to be the number one running back in the league.
Yeah, it would have helped the young quarterback if they would have added something. It would have. Are you nodding at me to give the
Yes, I'm trying. I'm giving you a yeah.
other?
That's your sign.
This is we're just gonna say this is Sean's game of the week. Sunday night football, Ravens Bills. Hell of a Sunday night football opening. Two.
This is the direction you went in. I thought you were going with your game.
Didn't I already give my game?
No,
Oh damn, no, I didn't. Wow, this part of the show sucks. You want to edit this out when we get to?
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Okay. My
Fuck it, we'll
game.
do it live.
This is live. Uh, no, yeah, my game of the week. This was a 325 game. My game of the week. Packers Lions. If we can so fondly remember last opening game of this, what was it the opening? No, it was the Friday game. It was also a Brazil game. Packers Eagles.
Yes.
Great game. Jordan Love got hurt late in the game. We were concerned about a dirty hit. Jordan Love returns a couple games later in the season and kind of comes out in the wash. But yeah, I think the Packers roster, especially with Micah Parsons now, is something that's ready for Week 1 and ready to give the Lions a test. Um, honestly, the Packers already liked their. That's everybody likes to complain about. We have a wide receiver room full of wide receiver twos, but like you're not saying we have a wide receiver 2, 3, 4, 5. You're saying we have a bunch of talented guys that could be a wide receiver 2 on any NFL team in the league. So that's still pretty good talent wise. And then you add another guy that you're pretty excited about in the draft and Matthew Golden. So I do think the offense is going to be good enough to make this game competitive and interesting because the Packers defense was already good and you just added a premier pass rusher. Yeah, I think Micah Parsons gets a sack. I think it's going to be insane for a 325 game.
This is a hell of a matchup. You've got an insane defensive line coming in for the Lions. They get Aiden Hutchinson back.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
realistically,
said
they
I
get the
said
whole
everything I
defense
said
back.
about the Packers, and like you have the Lions on the other side of the. I said the Packers can keep it interesting because I do think the Lions are gonna fucking win this game because they're
Yeah, the
stacked.
Lions are they're not that exciting of a team after
They're
what we've
stacked.
seen just just because we've already seen it, right? But the team is
They're
still
stacked.
stacked. They're still an exciting team. Defensively, they also like if you compare it to the beginning of last season, it hasn't really changed much. You compare it to what we saw in the playoffs for the NFC and getting beat by I believe it was a Comet. Like no, this team is completely different. They get all of their starters back. They get everybody on the Aiden Hutchinson is back for the opener. Defense they had lost what 80%, 90% of their starters last year. The defense looks totally different. You now have a healthy Amon-Ra St. Brown. You have a healthy Sam Laporta who was injured early in the season last year. Jared Goff is working out with again a healthier offensive line. They also made some changes there. You get David Montgomery back also to pair up with Jahmyr Gibbs. So like the Lions are going to be backfiring on all cylinders. It's also going to be a question mark to see what that team will be like without both of their coordinators. No Ben Johnson and no Aaron Glenn to take over on
I
the
don't think
defensive
that's going to
side.
be as big of a deal as people want to make that out to be. I really don't. I don't think
I
it's going
think
to be a
coordinators make a
repeat of
big
like the Philadelphia Eagles hangover after their first Super Bowl loss to us.
you
So
never know. You never know. I mean, changing one coordinator can sometimes be a lot. We saw that with San Francisco when they lost
so I think
Bob
at
Sala
worst they'll struggle at times, but I'd really think the talent level
is
and
high
just
enough.
yeah, it's
No
yeah.
matter what, it's going to be a very good game.
Yeah, I do. It's gonna be a hell of a game to watch to just be sitting in the middle of that 325.
I've been saying it. I've been saying it. A lot of people don't agree with me. Jordan Love, he's a lucky version of Will Levis. You look at his mechanics, you look how he throws them 70-30 balls, 70% towards the defensive side. Somehow his receivers still come away with it. You sit here and you go, that's a dumb take. No, he's a lucky version, which is why his stats always look much better than they should if you look at him actually play. Um, will his luck continue? I don't know. We'll see. But
I don't
I'm
know.
excited for this. Oh,
Yeah, I
and
like
as
if Micah Parsons doesn't get a sack, all hope is lost. The Packers won't make the playoffs.
he's got a back injury. I would not put it past him to not have that great of a game.
He's got a how bad is the back
Given
injury, dude? Come
L
on.
four L5, he didn't play all preseason. It wasn't just a contractual holdout. From everything that the Packers are telling us, he is having some serious pain, and he's only just started practicing. They do expect him to play for the game, but no telling how good
Damn,
or
he
how
got that
much in
going on
shape
and he
he'll
just
actually be.
got paid, man. What the
$47 million.
fuck?
Crazy.
He's injured and he's making that money. Come on now.
Well, like Tybo alluded to, our next game of the week, this is we'll count this as Sean's, but Sunday Night Football. I don't think that you could miss out on this one. It's Ravens Bills in Buffalo, and they are 1.5 point favorites at home. Realistically, the Bills did nothing to change their offense. They still have Dalton Kincaid. They still have Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman. They re-signed James Cook. The offensive line didn't really make any changes. Defensively, not really any changes except for losing Von Miller. They stay kind of status quo. Still very good team. The Ravens kind of followed that same suit. I do know that they lost backup tight end Isaiah Likely for a little bit of time here. He may be available for week one. He may not. I think he's kind of week to week. Mark
I don't
Andrews, you
think he's
better
going
hope
to
that
be
he
there.
comes. I don't think he's going to be
Mark
there, but you
Andrews is
better hope
tough. It's not.
Andrews stays healthy for longer than he has in a very long time because that guy also likes to get injured. This is two juggernauts of the AFC going up against each other in week one, and neither of them winners of any sorts in terms of AFC championship or
Well,
even make
like both
winning the
have
Super
good
Bowl.
rosters. I'm leaning towards the Ravens. I think they have the better offense. But I think the question really is going to be who the
I
refs
think they have the
favor in
better
this game,
defense.
because the only way that the Chiefs beat either of these teams, especially in the playoffs, is the refs, right?
That's what
We
everybody
got the
says.
refs in our back pot. We got the refs in our back pocket, and the Bills and the Ravens are really good, but you just can't beat the Chiefs and the refs. So in a game where the Ravens have to play the Bills and the Bills have to play the Ravens and not play the Chiefs, who
Who
are
are
the
the
refs
refs
going to
favored?
favor and who's going to
It's
ultimately win because of that? Because that's the only
that's a
way.
good point.
That's the only way one team can beat the other.
That's a really good point. I did not think of that matchup as including the refs in on this. Who are they
Refs.
going to favor? I'm going to guess the refs are going to favor the Bills. I'd put my money on the refs helping out the Bills. They usually do whenever they don't play the Chiefs.
Good point. Who's the home team?
Bills. They're also the home team. So hey,
Yeah,
they're
I
going to
do.
have
So like
home field
I think
advantage and the refs.
there's situations in the NFL. I think there's data out there where like certain situations, Mercury rising, something like that, where the refs favor the away team. So again, give me the Ravens here.
That's a good shout. I don't know, man. This is it's going to go down to really whose defense is better. And I think the Ravens have a better defense. I don't think
Well,
that.
if you think the Ravens have a better defense and I think the Ravens have a better offense, the Ravens just have a better team.
I think they do have a better team. I think that's
Yeah.
fair, but undoubtedly they have a better defense. Offensively, the question could come from who has the better passing abilities. The only way I see the Ravens being able to win this is if they can get out to an early lead, because they can run the ball effectively. I'm very still worried about their passing game. Their passing game is still a big question. Always has been. Can Zay Flowers actually show that he's good enough to catch the ball more often than not? Is Rashad Bateman finally going to step up? Is Mark Andrews going to stay healthy? I don't know. But I can tell you what, they know how to run the ball and they know how to run it effectively. And if and only
I
if
think
they get an early lead, will they be able to control the game?
just for this first game, like I'm gonna assume that Mark Andrews makes it through week one completely healthy. Those Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, those two have played together for
Good
quite some
chemistry.
time. Yeah, they're gonna find a way to make some connections in this game. Zay Flowers is good. Zay, while I'm talking, please look up his stats because I'm pretty sure even his rookie season, this guy's had 1,000 yards in each of his NFL seasons. But yeah, so like don't underestimate
Only
their
one year.
attack, huh?
Only one year. That was last year. The year before his rookie season, he had 858. So like he does put up good numbers. That's
See,
impressive for a
rookie
rookie.
season, Zay Flowers came on a little bit stronger late in the season. I think I do remember that. But
Yep.
Zay Flowers is pretty good. He made some bonehead mistakes against us in the playoffs for sure.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, Zay Flowers is pretty good. I think Bateman can only get better. I think Bateman is an abysmal wide receiver two to have in the NFL.
It's not good.
Um, but when you have a guy and the chemistry with the quarterback that Mark Andrews has, when you have a guy like Mark Andrews, um, and the caliber of run game and the threat of Lamar Jackson pulling that on a read option or whatever it may be, design quarterback runs, what have you, um, that offense, if it's clicking, man, Buffalo doesn't stand a chance.